let's do some trading here. Today's date is June the 3rd, 2020, and we are on a Wednesday. And we're looking at a retracement that's taking place right as we speak. And this is looking like a pretty good opportunity for us to get into a long trade in here. And we're actually just a little bit late in jumping in here. So let's see if we can't get in. But let's talk about the direction of the market. Now, today's date, being that it is the 3rd, we had a low of the morning at 30.96. Thus far, we've had a high at 31.1750, and we just traced back down to the 38.2 level. Now, the question is, where is this market headed ultimately today? Now, based upon when the low took place, when the best long entry
order filled.
There we go. Yes, indeed. We're going to order fill a few more times, hopefully. We're in a red day pattern. Now, a red day pattern is characterized by the best entry taking place in the first half hour, meaning that the best exit will take place in the last half hour.
Order filled.
Oh, I love that. Okay, the last half hour. That makes this a red day pattern. Now, where is this ultimately headed? According to the composite market profile, the upper value area based upon the low of August 19th, 2015 places the upper value at 31.2875. So that's our general target. That's a good, almost 20 points above where we are right now, okay? So we're anticipating that move. A nice long trade up to 31.2875. So let's take a look at some of our trading charts. Oh, and by the way, I've got to make mention of this. The 76.4% retracement was there at 3,100. So we have breached that. And this is based upon the retracement of the high of the history of the world to the low during the crash. And we've already retraced 76.4% of that. That is amazing. That's just amazing. So let's take a look at some of our trading charts. All right, so we have right now the overall trend has been down, and the ES10K, that's a 10,000 share bar stochastic, has hit the slow K has hit 0. And the same is true with the 5K and the 2.5K. Now, the 1K is just now beginning to move up. So we're kind of anticipating that just based on the stochastics, we're probably pretty close to the low of this move. But to really get a good feel for that, let's look at the premium, as that is very important here. All right. Let's rescale this. All right, the upper value area is really at 3104. I would be surprised if we go that far. But let's look at this particular line right here. This is a very slow CFB oscillator on the premium. And as you can see, as the market came down, this indicator started going along right in here at 3113. Now, since then, it's dropped a bit, okay? And it started going along again right in here, okay? And now we're in a downward slope again. So what we expect to happen here is this market will drop a little bit more. And when this indicator in particular really starts to climb and head up, that's when we can anticipate this long trade is going to take off. So we're going to give that a little bit of time, and we're going to come back once that begins to take place. All right, this particular chart in the PremThresh 10 workspace has the CFB channel and as well as the band. And this is set to 5,000 shear bars at the moment. And the stochastic has hit 0. Right? And we're beginning to move up. Now, when you look at this band, right, what I like to do, and you have to finesse this. What we normally see take place is as the market is moving to a pivot point, it's going to slam into this band at the low, and it'll pivot. But as you can see, on this 5,000 shear bar, the band actually dropped. We don't want that to happen. We want it to slam into the band. All right? So by changing this to a 7,000 share bar, you can see that the band is below the market. Now at 6,000, it's above. 7,000, it's below. So somewhere in between, let's just say 6,500. All right. We're very close. And probably even 6,300 would be right on the money. Now that's curve fitting in its worst possible way. That's curve fitting. But I don't care. I don't care. Because what I'm concerned with is whether the stochastic, all right, is going to turn once we hit it. And as you can see, that's happening. It was at 0. It's now beginning to slope up, meaning that the likelihood that that was the low is pretty good. So getting in at this particular low worked out well. Now let's go back to the premium, because as we mentioned previously, the premium wasn't quite ready to turn right there and then. All right. But here it was, and that was just almost, just a little higher than the entry. Now let's analyze our CCX. CCX was sloped up right in here. Premium was headed down there. So generally we don't want to take a trade when the premium is heading down. Right? This CFP, faster CFP, is sitting on the 5-second premium. So really right in here would have been the typical place to enter that trade, right there. Okay. Now that also was at 0950, right there. Right in here, that's where the premium indicated. We jumped in really because of the market, because of the volume profile. This is why we jumped in, but reading the premium would have put us into a trade right in here. Now, on those 3 contracts, we're doing fine. Whether we're going to come back and test this low or even go lower, can't tell right now. So we're going to give this a little bit of time and reevaluate a bit later. But overall, the goal is in the last half hour. So there's a lot of opportunities for potential trading, especially if we get some retracements, and oftentimes after lunch we do. But this is proving to be a pretty good trade right now. And if we make it up to 1575, where the projected upper value area is, we may just take some profits there. And as you can see, if we make it up there, 1575, let's just put a stop up there, see what that's worth. Our lines aren't showing up. Let's get that out. All right, so if we make it up to the upper value area, we've got a $962 profit up there. Not bad. Now this is working against us, and so is the divergence finder. This is looking like it may move up again. Let's watch what happens when the premium turns up here. All right, so the premium is cycling. Okay, premium is going up. Now it's coming back down. Watch the RSX. Okay. This ought to move down a bit. And then as it cycles up, that's when we're going to be interested in seeing how high we get on this next move up. We're in a little bit of a retracement according to the fractal. And this line here All right, we're lower on the premium. Last time we were at 14.50 at that high. We were over here. Let's look at this. Yeah, we're on 26. Okay, so we're much higher. That's good. Okay. This isn't good. Okay. See how the fractal is moving down? As this is moving down, we generally are in a kind of a retracement. And yeah, we are moving down, but the premium is about to cycle down, which means this is going to drop even faster. So that's not good. Let's watch what happens. See how the premium is moving up? Premium is about to move down. That's going to bring the Spoos down. Fractal's likely going to turn green, and the market's going to drop maybe down to 31.12 or less. That's going to eat into the profit that we have. I don't like the zero line displaying. Let's get rid of that. Notice the drop in the premium there. Well, maybe we're gonna. This turned green. That's good. No, that's not good. No, this is coming down. Yeah. All right, this is going to drop. We're going to drop a little bit more. We'll come back in a minute. Now you see how this indicator on the premium is just beginning to turn. Positive slope. RSX is in agreement. And we're getting a little bit of a move up, as we would expect. Now, this is going to turn, the fractal's going to turn, and it's just beginning to. So maybe we'll be able to push into 31.1450. And now, coming back down. Watch the slope here. All right, we'll come back. Now we're watching a retracement back to our entry price, and it is right now 11:50, and within the next 5 minutes we are probably going to see a bottom and then a good strong move up. And we expect a spike in the premium will take place. There we go. See how the premium started to drop in here. Spoos moved down. Yeah. So within the next 5 minutes, premium's going to spike. Okay, and there was the spike right here. So what does that mean? Likely we're going to test that low, and we're doing it right now. Now, whether that's going to hold or not, that's a little tough to say. No, we got a bigger spike down. We're going to continue down a little bit lower. Now, we entered here at 25, and we just tested 50. We could go lower, and we did. But notice now the divergence on the premium. I love it. I love it. I love it. Does the premium work or what? Well, now we do have to comment on this. Okay. Look at them, how far down that spike moved. With that big spike, all right, this good reason to expect this is going to turn here very shortly. With this being lower, that would suggest that wasn't going to be the low. Now we came down a little lower, and we're tagging that low here at 825. We're finally divergent. So that could be it. And then we're going to, of course, move way back above the 31.1125 range. That bar was predictive. This market's going back up. And we fully expected this market to be going up, not down. This is just a retracement, but that was an interesting bar. I just, in looking at how the market has behaved in the past 5 days, we go and we look at about the same time frame, and between 11:45 into 12 o'clock, we noticed that the premium was spiking historically in that period of time. So that's why we said that we're expecting a spike in the premium. Now, the spike that we actually saw initially was over here. And this was a little bit late, a little bit later than we expected. To be honest, didn't expect that. But we're getting an obvious bigger move on the premium right now. And that big bar here, nice buy. Usually that kind of activity takes place right around the pivot. And it's proving to be true now. So we're heading up quite nicely. And we'll breach this high. We'll be heading back up here. And of course the high of the day, last half hour. Now, as you can see, we are still headed up. The high of the day thus far has been 31.20.25. We just hit it. And we said previous to this that the 31.28.75 target is possible today. That's possible. Now we've just gone into this little area right in here of low volume, but once we break above 21, which we think we will, that target's going to be real close. Now, one interesting thing that I didn't mention, I said that this was a Wednesday, and as we keep track of the initial balance calculations, Wednesday has an 84.62% probability of getting the first standard deviation hit. So these are pretty good days to trade until we hit that level. But we went way beyond that. In fact, we went up to the second standard deviation mark. This is a 1.5 standard deviation projection. And very interesting that when we hit that, that's when we got this pullback. And we almost came back to the high of the morning. But as this is a red day, keep in mind, the pattern suggests the high will be in the last half hour. And since we got plenty of time to see that occur, we could very well make it up to that 31.28 level. So let's bring it back. Okay, and the low here was 1550. So I think what we're going to do because we've got a real nice profit in here. Just put a buy stop right there, or a sell stop, pardon me. All right, is that a little bit? No, let's take that down a little further. Ooh, no, that's not going to work. We'd have to put a stop there. Better yet, let's do it this way. No, that's just not doing what I want it to do. Come on. Okay, so we're going to just let this run, and we've put a protective stop right at 1425, and that's just past a low volume node on the volume matrix. Because if it pulls back all of a sudden, I don't think it'll go much past that. Then we can get in again, but hopefully it won't, and it'll just keep on running. And so we have conservatively set it at 31.25, knowing that the fibs indicated 31.28. But that's wow. That's a heck of a move. All right, we'll come back and finish this up a bit later. Okay, so we're back. There was our exit. And how far did the market go? 28.75 was the target, and it went to 29.50. Let's refresh that chart. So there we have it. Having a knowledge of how the market will behave is a very important thing. And when you're working with a premium and you have good market profile data, you can do quite well. So that's our video for today. I'm Rod Kuseman, Spooman for Risk.